Goddesses. First of all, I want to say congratulations and thank you for being a part of this Goddess Time Challenge. This is dope. You guys have been sidebarring and letting me know how this has been going for you, telling me how much you enjoy it. I really just thank you, and I thank the Most High, because honestly, this is something he just downloaded to me and was like, hey, you got to do this, and I got to be transparent. The coronavirus and us being quarantined really put me in this place of like thinking differently and pushing myself to do something that I've been wanting to do. And I put this on my list of things to do, but I kept pushing it back. So I was like, oh, I got to do this. 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 So this shift in our environment and what's going on is so loud that I knew to center myself and listen to, okay, Most High, what am I supposed to do? And it was doing this. And putting this together really meant so much to me, because in 2008, when the economy crashed, how many of y'all remember that?
Oh, God, yeah.
Hello, somebody. It turned my world upside down. Burn to me. I mean, a bitch lost everything. And it was like one by one by one. It was like, now I don't have enough for bills. Now I'm about to get evicted. Now I'm about to lose my apartment. Now I have no food. You know, and I had to go to like church and ask them, like, I need help with rent. You know, go to the food pantries and let them know, like, I know what government cheese looks like, you know? Like, I did everything and anything that I could do to try to survive and make it happen. But still, at the end of the day, I lost everything. And I ended up bouncing from different people's houses. And that's when I got started with jewelry. And I'm an interior designer background, y'all. So my interior designer background, that's why I'm going to be doing creating your sacred space. I've always wanted to be an interior designer since 5, and I did it. I went to school, worked at a great firm, everything, and they had to close their doors because of the economy crash. So long story short, not only did I need income, but I needed to keep my shit together. So I would spiral out because of the hardship I was going through. My dog, hold on.
Bentley?
Yes, Bentley. No. He'd be so annoying and demanding when he wants to come in. So when I noticed like controlling my emotions was one of my downfalls, my weakest points. Like, you know, our family, we have like, we all have angry management issues. We've all had our things, you know, and I couldn't control my emotions. And I had to learn to master them. So putting my self-care to another level and technique really helped me. I started learning, okay, I need to take spiritual showers. I need to take spiritual baths. I need to journal write. I need to honor my feelings that I'm feeling. You know, I got into crystal healing. I started wire wrapping jewelry because nobody could afford creating a space. People were losing their homes at the time, but people could afford jewelry. They could afford healing jewelry too. And that's what really woke me up to this next level, and Goddess Time was really being birthed. And I still was going through challenges with my anxiety and depression. But when I really started, I kept doing the small steps, the compound effect of doing this, and different rituals, different seasons, you need different rituals. You're not doing the same thing all the time. You're doing it for a season. And then new tools will come to you as you continue to elevate yourself. So that's what, through a really tough depression before moving to New York, y'all, I went through some shit. And I thought I was not going to come out. And I knew the techniques. I've been doing it for years. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm done. Like, this is it. Like, this is the bottom. Like, I don't know. I'm in this Alice in Wonderland hole, and I just keep going. Nothing's happening. Like, I'm done. And that's when I started that's when I started really looking into how to get out of depression without the pill. So a psychiatrist told me, you're going to have to get on these pills. You're going to have to get on the antidepressant pills. And I was just like, I'm a holistic healer. I can't do this. Like, there has to be another way. So working out, noticing my eating, I was missing some of there's omega-3. I was missing one of the omegas. So I started really digging in and asking for help. I asked for help. I went to other holistic healers and I went to their workshops, and I surrounded myself around people that were like-minded and were able to help me elevate. And I saw their bright light, and I was like, I want my light back. So asking for help when you are going through depression is a really good step. It could be, you know, a kind of weird step because you're just like, I'm a person that doesn't ask for help. I think, oh, here I am, I could do it myself. No, fuck that shit now. It's time to ask for help. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to honor your feelings. And in this time right now, people are really feeling a certain way. We have people losing their jobs. Again, another economy crash. You know, we have people that are losing their family members. We have people that are getting sick. You know, there's so many things happening. We have the 5G that's happening right now. We have the pollution, and it's just chaos after chaos after chaos after chaos. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put a goddess time challenge, and I'm going to help our goddesses out here to take ownership in themselves, to block the noise that's happening, to connect even higher with the Most High, so we could serve our purpose, because we are here for a reason, and there is a freaking rainbow at the end of all of this. So I'm like, let's all see this rainbow. Let's all stay connected. Let's activate our creativity, because you have something special in you, and this is the time that you are going to catapult. Right now, this isolation that we're having, this is your incubator. This is you in your caterpillar state, in your cocoon. And right now, all the pains and what we're going through, I feel like the readings is you activating and transforming in this cocoon. It can be uncomfortable. Day 2 was uncomfortable for some of y'all. Day 2 was like, yo, okay. You know, so soon after the 21 days, you're about to come out, emerge out of that cocoon and show your beautiful colors, your wings. You're going to realize you're going to fly, baby, fly. And wherever the Most High takes you, you go. Don't second guess yourself. Don't nothing. Allow yourself to believe in yourself. So that's why I have this Goddess Time Challenge. And I'm so excited to share more with you guys. And you guys said yes to yourself. So I want to introduce my good friend, my dear friend. Like, this woman, we've been friends for over 10 years.
Not 15, I think.
Yeah, we're going on 15 years, okay? And she is my dancing road dog. Like I said, y'all, like, we go out and we love to dance, and we are the last two standing. We will bounce around, we will dance all night, we will have so much fun. It's so much fun. But not only that, we share so much in the holistic world. Miss Gulia has her own yoga studio, P.s Yoga. She is beautiful with her poses, very knowledgeable about yoga, but not even just yoga. She does a whole bunch of other things, which she's gonna share more about herself. But it's just beautiful that we are reconnecting, and she's based in Chicago, and we're partnering up with these workshops together with this Goddess Time. She also is one of the models that those beautiful pictures, the nude goddess pictures that we took a couple years ago. She's one of the models that joined me with this, so it's really exciting. Julia, I want to thank you so much for partnering up with me with this, and just always having my back, and just being just the free-spirited that you are. You have no idea how much I love you. I care for you. And we're going to make even more magic happen to each other, to others. And it's just exciting to have you on board.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, guys. Like Nicole said, my name is Julia. We've been friends forever. You did say we're the last one standing. We're actually the first one standing usually, and the last one standing. You forgot that part. Yes, I'm very excited to meet you guys. When I see Nicole is doing this, this has been something that I've wanted to do forever. And that when she kind of kickstarted it, I was like, I want in on this. Let's do it. So today, with this whole goddess and awakening our inner self, we thought that it'd be a great idea to teach you guys some pranayamas today. And that's what my specialty is. So I am an authorized Ashtanga teacher. So I teach Ashtanga yoga in Chicago. I also am a Thai bodywork therapist. So I have a lot of shamanic background that I've been studying, and a lot of healing, a lot of body work I do, and massage. And as of right now, I can't do any of that because no one wants me to touch them. So instead, there's lots of other cool stuff like meditation and pranayama that we're going to focus on in the next 21 days. So to start, before we start talking about breath work and all of this, I want everybody to find a very comfortable position. And that's going to be the most important part. And I also want you guys to remember that as we do these exercises, whatever you thought was comfortable might not be comfortable. So feel free to readjust yourself because you're going to find some stuff about your body as we sit still. Here's some rules of thumb though. If you are sitting on the ground and your knees are above your hips, elevate your hips, which means you should sit on something. So if you're sitting in a chair, you're fine. But if you're on the ground and your knees are higher than your hips, you have to put a pillow underneath your hips, so your hips could drop open. So if you look down, if your knees are resting comfortable, you're fine. But if you raise up your hips a little bit, it will help stretch out the hips, and it will make being seated in a much more comfortable way. So give you a moment to kind of find a comfortable position. Now, pranayama, prana, for instance, let's talk about the word itself. Prana is life force. It is life force in our body. It's the energy that's in our body. It's the connection. It's all that stuff. You could call it your blood. You could call it your soul. You call it whatever exists inside this skin cell is that prana, this energy, your nervous system, it works. Yama means to restrain, to hold on, to control. I have a theory that if you want to take control over your world, the external material world, you have to take over the world inside. And taking over the world inside takes some techniques. When someone tells you just relax and breathe, it's not as easy just to relax and breathe. There's components that we have to learn. There's muscles that we have to strengthen inside. When you have control over this movement inside, you have control over everything. And that's the neat part of just learning how to control and what the dynamics and what the components of that even mean. So I'm going to teach you guys today 4 different exercises for you to take control over this movement inside your body. So before we start with learning it, I want everybody to sit tall, like if you found your comfortable seated position. And you're just going to close your eyes for 2 minutes. And I want you to breathe naturally. Whatever way you normally breathe, I want you just to close your eyes and take 5 or 6 deep breaths. And I want you to catalog how it feels and what's going and what's moving, what's not moving. And just take, again, just a few more deep breaths, any way you normally will. And then open your eyes up. And then you can look back at me. All right, so that's just the normal breath. I want you to remember how you normally would breathe, because we're going to change everything about how we breathe and what parts of the body that we use when we breathe. First, I like to start off with the most basic pranayama called the Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath means diaphragmatic breathing with our diaphragm. A lot of times what happens when we get stressed out is we belly breathe. And if anybody has a very sensitive heart, like I know I do, whenever we get stressed out, we want to close it up and we tighten everything here. And next thing you know, we're only breathing out of our belly because we're like protecting our heart in. And we completely forget about our diaphragm. And next thing you know, the diaphragm becomes the weakest muscle in the body. When we have to reverse that, we have to make it the strongest muscle in the body. And we have to make sure that it's working with us, not against us. So I want us to know the difference between belly breathing and diaphragmatic breathing. The diaphragm is just almost like a balloon that goes underneath your rib cage. And to find it, I found some techniques to learn someone how to find it. So first, I want you to blow out of your mouth like you're fogging a mirror. Hear that? It's like a sound of the ocean it makes. Now try doing that, but with your mouth closed. You'll feel that movement. Now see if you could breathe using that same throat muscle to breathe. There you go. Now I see diaphragms working when you breathe. Try that again. Use your throat to help that movement. Do that a few more times. Inhaling and seeing if your chest can lift open. And then push it right back down. Beautiful. So that's just the diaphragm. First, we have to learn how like the diaphragm blows the body up. You'll feel movement happening when you breathe. And exhaling down. Perfect. There's 3 parts to the breath. It goes from the belly, the back, and the chest. So do that again, but see if you could inhale, not just your chest from your throat, but also your belly, then your back, and then your chest. Feel how that movement just travels up and down. Now, if you noticed, when you inhale, you lift, and when you exhale, you fall. Everybody got that kind of movement? Inhaling, we come up, and then exhale, we lower back down. What we're gonna try doing is we're not gonna actually try lowering at all. We're gonna try to rise up on inhales and rise up on exhales. And we're gonna make this breathing exercise as therapeutic as we can. Again, we're trying to reverse that hunching overness that we happen with our spine, and we wanna open it up. And that's where the belly is gonna come in. So I want you to try to do that same inhale and exhale, except when you're about to exhale, I want you to suck your stomach in like you're squeezing into a pair of jeans, and don't let your chest fall. So try that a few times. Inhaling, and then exhaling, suck your belly in as tight as you can, and but still exhale. Try that again. Go even higher up. And exhale, squeeze the belly in. And here's some words for thought. If it doesn't happen where I could see it, do not worry. As long as it happens in your head, it counts. It counts.
Come on,
okay? Yes. Think about it. Imagine it happening. Imagine that you have control over it. If you feel like you don't have control over that low belly, don't worry. Just imagine that you do. Imagine that you're inhaling, you're lifting up, and we're exhaling, we're squeezing in. Close your eyes and take 5 breaths. See if you could get a little taller. See if every breath you lift and you open your chest up. Exhale, hold it there. Exhale. And then inhale. Every breath, get taller and taller. And you should start feeling all the compression coming out of your low back as you lift and squeeze your stomach to hold it there. Okay. And then after the last breath, you could take a break, relax for a moment. Now, the Ujjayi breath, it is the most simple breathing exercises, but it does have a couple different components to it. So the first component is it's diaphragmatic breathing, which means your diaphragm has to exist in this. It can't be just breathing in and out from your belly. You have to feel your chest rising up, because that means your diaphragm's working. The next component is that it has to be even. So take 5 breaths right now, making your inhales equal to your exhales. You can use your hands to count. You can use your head to count. It doesn't matter. Just see if your inhales and exhales could be the same exact count. So close your eyes. Take 5 deep breaths, matching inhales and exhales, counting them. How long does it take to come up? And how long does it take to come down? See if you can make them even. The sound that coming out of your throat, they say it should sound like a cobra according to the Vedic books. I never heard a cobra. I think it sounds like Darth Vader. Listen for that sound. And I'll tell you in a moment why that sound's important too. But again, just making sure inhales are equal to exhales. And then relax for a moment. So in Indian philosophy, they say that everybody is born with a certain amount of breaths per lifetime. So to extend life, you have to extend the breath. So whatever your number was, if you were doing 5 seconds, let's say inhales and exhales, I want you to try 3 more breaths, but I want you to try to do 8-second inhales or 10 or whatever your number was, add 3 seconds to it. See if you could slow the movement in your body and you could slow it down. So again, take a moment and just inhaling. And then exhale. Slow it down. Even when you think it's finished, it's not finished. Squeeze your pelvic muscles in the bottom. Keep exhaling. Squeeze that stomach. Every moment you think that your breath is finished, it's not. Go another second longer. And then relax. Okay, so those are the 2 components, inhales and exhales. So inhales is when it comes up. Exhales is when it comes down. Now, the next thing is something called to retain your breath. So that's going to be the middle. So now I want you to inhale for whatever seconds that you did. Let's say 5 seconds. Inhale for 5. Hold your breath for 5. And then exhale for 5. Take over control of your body today. Again, take control of your life. Starts with taking control over this movement. See if you can hold your breath for a moment. Use the belly.
Hey, Julia.
And then, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you think
No,
you could show us more examples and do it with us too?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take my shirt off.
Take it off, honey.
So you guys can see. So basically, we're just inhaling and then holding it, and then exhaling. Notice how my chest doesn't move. It doesn't fall back down. It doesn't come up and then exhale down. So the idea is to keep growing in length. And then relax. So before we go on to more pranayamas, I want to add another little very important technique that I think is important when we start doing all this breath work. Is, like, why are we doing all this? Well, we're doing it to create energy, right? We need this energy to go into the world, to take care of our family, take care of our kids, to run our businesses. So we're here cultivating energy right now. We're breathing, we're making this energy in our body, but how do we keep it? And how do we store it? And how do we not let anybody else take that from us? Well, there's muscles that actually do that for us, believe it or not. The first muscle you already found, we call them bandhas. They're locks. There's ways to lock our energy and just keep it into our belly right here. The first lock, you have already done it, which is called the Jalaharla Bandha. It's the chin lock. It's making sure that nothing leaves past here. If you're making a sound and you're pushing it back down, that's that first lock. That's the throat lock, we call it. The next lock, I find this next lock a little bit easier to do standing. So if you wanted to stand for a moment, just real quickly to find this bottom lock, it's our root lock. So I'm assuming, or I'm hoping you guys have all tried Kegel exercises. Well, basically, this is going to be like a Kegel exercise. So what I want you to do is look down at your feet and lift your toes up. Lift the toes up. Separate your toes. Separate your toes. And you can do this sitting too, I guess, but standing I find it's easier. So separate your toes. And when you separate your toes, your glutes should have just engaged. Your thighs should have engaged. Push your toes back down, but don't release this engagement that you just had. So I want you to basically squeeze your vagina, squeeze your butt, and don't let anything come out from here, okay? So it's like a Kegel exercise. If you need to release it, fine. If you practice this every day, I guarantee you'll be able to hold this throughout your entire meditation. But for now, just practice lifting I find if you lift your toes up, that helps it, because that engages. Every muscle from your hips down are connected to your toes. So if you just lift your toes up and squeeze inwards and squeeze everything down here, okay? Now, when you go to sit back down, sometimes it's a little bit harder to keep that muscle engaged, but you can do it. Just think of it as an energy lock. Okay, so if you want to come, have a seat back down, because I want to teach you the middle lock, the most important lock, which has to do with breathing. So we have the Jawaharlal Bandha, which is this chin lock, and make sure the breath doesn't leave from the top hole. Then the two bottom holes is the Mula Bandha, the root lock, so you squeeze down there, and you'll find it more when you start breathing. And then the middle lock, which is the Uddiyana Bandha. This one might be sometimes a harder one to kind of grasp, but don't stay too attached to it. You'll find it eventually. Earlier when I said don't fall down, when you exhale, that's the lock doing that. So we call it the rising up lock, which connects the two locks. So technically we think that there's just one movement up and one movement down. There is, but there's actually two movements happening doing the same thing. As you inhale, a movement goes down called apana. And as you exhale, a movement called prana comes up. So the breath actually does not just do this. The breath actually does this. Almost like how DNA is wrapped around each other. So I want you to close your eyes right now. Again, sit up tall. Think about these locks, especially the middle one. See if you could inhale, lift your chest up high. But as you're inhaling, I want you to pull your belly down at the same time. And then as you're exhaling, you're lifting up at the same time. So you inhale, exhale. So that low belly is locked and tight. And I promise you this, if you practice this long enough, it will just stay locked. Okay? Just inhale. Again, see if you can find two movements today, not just one movement. One movement goes up, while one movement goes down. And then matching them, making sure the inhales are equal to the exhales. You should feel all the compression from your low back moving as you do that. Again, two movements. Your low belly does that work. It's like separating upper abdomen and lower abdomen. It's separated as you breathe. Okay, I do want to take a moment to see if I have a lot more I want to cover, but questions or comments right now from anybody?
Yeah. My thing is whenever I do try to meditate or take deep breathing, I get to this point that it's like an intense pressure in my chest that it's like that I'm just stuck right there.
Yep. So what I want you to do when that happens, which is very normal, I want you to pull your shoulder blades back. Just right now, what's happening is that these pec muscles on you, throughout life, from slouching, everything is forward. Computers, doors, everything is forward, that these muscles right here shrink. So right now what's happened that when you feel that compression, that these muscles need to be stretched out. So every breath that you take is actually gonna open it up. So I want you to kind of like feel that pain, acknowledge it, but breathe through it. Just use your breath to open it up and exhale. And over time, again, diaphragm's a muscle. You cannot tell someone to relax and breathe without months of practicing relaxing and breathing. So this stuff doesn't happen overnight. You got to keep working on this. That's why this meditation is important, that we're breathing when we do that, when we're concentrating on it. But that was a really great question. Just, again, pull your shoulder blades back. Another thing that you might want to do is in the mornings, interlace your hands behind you and start just stretching.
Stretch that out.
You got to stretch it out. Stretch it out. Make it part of your meditation. Stretch your hands, push, breathe, open it up. Also back bends. Back bends help it. What I like to do is I like just to like go over my couch and lay back, hang off my couch handle. Just anything that could just stretch your back. That will help. That'll help you breathe and get rid of all this tightness here.
Okay, thank you.
And anybody else have any questions before I go on? I'll give you guys a moment to turn your mics on if you do, but otherwise I'm going to move on and we're going to do some more breathing exercises. Okay, so the next one we're going to it's called Nadi Shodhana. And this is another way to grab hold of our breath. You know, we're taking over this breath today. And to do that, you're going to bring your right hand up. You're going to bring your right hand up and you're going to bring down your index finger and your middle finger. And if this is hard, don't worry. These are called mudras. all the nerve endings are in our fingers, and you'll be surprised how hard it is to stretch these hands out. So just practice if it doesn't get there. Okay, so we got these 3 fingers up. So you're gonna get your right thumb and you're gonna close your right nostril. Okay. Now you're gonna inhale for as long as you want. You're gonna find that you're gonna be able to inhale way longer this way than the previous one. So you're gonna inhale through your left nostril, but then you're gonna switch and you're gonna exhale out through your right nostril. Okay, so ready? Try doing that. Inhale. And then switch and exhale. Remember the belly lock, don't fall. Inhale, do it again. Inhale. Exhale to the opposite. Close the right again. Inhale. Exhale. Now do them on your own. So I want you to go, don't stop because I stopped. I want, if you could keep inhaling, keep inhaling. You'll notice that you could almost double it when you do them from the previous one. And you can even lift your head up to create more space. Close your eyes now, and I want you to watch your breath going in a circle in your body. Watch how it goes in from one side and then goes from the other side. Just watch that circle happen with your breath. And then relax. And now we're going to switch. So now bring your left hand up. You're going to close your left nostril. You're going to inhale through your right. And we're using, remember, the pinky to close it. We're just doing that. So ready? Inhale through your right. Switch, exhale through your left. Inhale again. And exhale. And then do 3 on your own. 3 on your own, watching it go in a circle, watching how your breath goes in one side and then it comes out through the other side. So watch that. And then relax. Just relax, close your eyes, and just kind of sit there for a moment with your breath. So one of the main reasons why pranayama is so important is they say that there's 2 things that make someone miserable. You can actually categorize stress into 2 different categories, and that's the past and the present. I'm sorry, the past and the future. I said that wrong. The past and the future. And pranayama teaches you how to be in the moment, the present, because the only thing that controls happiness is the moment. So we sometimes have to clear the mind out. We say yoga is about clearing the fluctuations of the mind, getting rid of all that garbage. And after these pranayamas, you'll feel that whatever's in your head is the important stuff. So just let these pranayamas, focus on them, focus on counting, focus on your breath. Make sure there's no room to think about anything else, because we're going to keep you in the moment with these pranayama practices. So that's called Nadi Shodhana, and that is just alternate breathing, we call it. And I can also send the message, the name, the proper spelling and names of these breaths. I can send them to the group if anybody wanted to like practice and learn more about them too.
I definitely do want it. If you could send it to the group.
Yep. I'll send all of them. I have more that I'm going to teach you guys, so I'll send all 4 names to the group. Okay, so that's Nadi Shodhana. The next one is called Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati is one of my favorite, probably. I do this the most just because I have a high energy like job, like running this business, and I need a lot of energy all the time. So I start my mornings with these because these invoke a ton of energy into their body. And it looks and sounds like this. See if you can do 10 of those. Just, it's all we're doing is it's a forceful exhale, and then the inhale just comes out of our nose. So the belly goes out on the inhale, exhale squeezes in. But make sure you're lifting the chest up. Don't cave in. Still stay up tall. Something to remember. Don't take an inhale. So don't, and then because you'll die out. No initial inhale. I want you it's just exhale, exhale, exhale. So I do 108 of these every morning. I divide them into 36. I do 36 seated, I do 36 with my hands up, and then I do 36 with my hands behind me to open my chest up, and I do that. So we're not going to do 108 today unless you guys really want to, but I just want you to just kind of practice and get used to this muscle. I hate sit-ups. I'll never do sit-ups. I don't have a core because of sit-ups. It's all pranayamas. It's all breath exercise. It's all I do for my belly to make sure that my stomach stays strong to hold on to my spine. It's just forceful exhales. Those are my favorite. It creates a ton of energy. I had a client once tell me that she was on a road trip once and almost fell asleep at the wheel with her children. And she's like, Julia, I started doing Kapalabhatis and I was able to drive for 4 more hours. She's like, coffee wasn't working, nothing was working. She's like, your Kapalabhatis did it for me. I'm just creating this forceful energy. So if you do those, it creates a lot of energy in the body. So work on it. You know, keep notes in your journal of how many that maybe you could do today, and you'll find that your stomach will start getting really strong to be able to do more and more of these. Just again, forceful exhale. It's like almost like panting. You're just blowing out, but it's a controlled pant. Right.
So you said those are that's why your waistline is snatched, because you're doing those.
Yep. Yeah. No, for real. I swear.
No, I believe you. I believe you, because I do a lot of like ab workouts, but I'm like, I'm kind of not lazy with doing it, but I'm like, can somebody show me something easier? So I think this is
I hate ab workouts. You'll never see me doing a sit-up. I hate them. I hate them. I just love being just breathing exercises. You like everything I don't know if you guys just realized, but we probably just did 100 sit-ups just sitting here in this phone call just now. Like everything that we just did just now, all those movements are working your stomach. I mean, every movement you have, every time I said squeeze your stomach, you're basically pushing everything out. And not only does it strengthen the muscles, but you got to remember what's behind this. Your jewels, your organs, your intestines, small intestines, large intestines. We're going to wring all that shit out. If there was something stuck into those intestines, this breath work, you suck your stomach in, we're going to push all this garbage out and go poop it out. That's the only way you're going to get this garbage out of our body, is through this intense breath work. You have to breathe. And just sitting up tall is your body is going to start to reposition itself of what muscles it uses. Because right now, with most of society, we have these like really strong, tight muscles in some parts of our body, and then the back takes all this weight because we're becoming unproportioned. Breath work will fix all of that. Meditation will fix all of that. You sit still in your body and you practice breathing with the right intentions that Nicole's helping us do. The right intentions are very important, but if you get these right intentions, you set them, you practice them, and then you breathe and you do your breath work, you're going to be shocked of what your body gives you in return. It will cleanse all this garbage out of our system. So those are called Kapalabhatis. But I got more too. So those are my favorite. Those are just some that I do just to get really good energy. And it also, I feel like it cleanses out my stomach when I do it too. The next one, which is another one of my favorite, it takes the most practice, but we'll do some simple ones today. It's called Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom is it's a deeper way to take hold of the body through these ratios and counting. So we're going to kind of take what we all just did, but we're going to start counting at a certain number. So what we're going to work on, we're going to do the as simple as we can make it. We're going to do a 3-second inhale, followed by a 12-second hold. So we're going to hold our breath. And then we're going to exhale for 6 seconds. Okay. So it's 3, 12, and 6. Okay. It's a ratio. We're going to keep increasing this. As we build this strength inside of us, we'll keep increasing it. But right now, we're only going to do a 3-second inhale. We're going to hold our breath for 12 seconds. And then we're going to exhale for 6. Now, after all this work, I'm hoping that you guys all have a little bit more control over what's happening now. After those little exercises of knowing how this movement has to happen. Okay. The hardest part of all of this, to be honest, is going to be the exhalation, because what happens sometimes with people is they start exhaling while they're supposed to be retaining it. And if you do that, by the time the exhale comes, there's going to be nothing to exhale. So sit up tall and let's try that. So we're going to get our right hand up again. We're going to close our index finger, middle finger down. We're going to close the right side of our nostril. And we're going to inhale for 3 seconds. We're going to hold for 12. And then we're going to exhale through the opposite for 6. Try that again. Right nose closed. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 6. Okay, relax for a moment. Now, you could repeat that. If that was super easy, we're going to change it. If that was still like, oh, wow, I can't hold it for 12, repeat that again. Otherwise, we're going to go up another level for anybody that wants to go up another level, and then I'll show you how we keep increasing it. The next level is we're going to inhale for 4 seconds. We're going to hold for 16 seconds, and then we're going to exhale for 12 seconds. No, I'm sorry, 8 seconds. 8 second exhale. I said that wrong. So it's going to be 4, 16, and 8. So let's try that again. Close the right nostril. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 8. Suck the stomach in. Keep exhaling. Make sure you're engaging that low belly when you exhale. And inhale. So try it again. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 8. Relax. Put your hands on your knees. Close your eyes and just watch that movement in your body for a moment. See if you could do that same movement without using your hands now. See if you can move everything inside without using your hands, just using your mind, holding, exhaling, inhaling, playing with these. And then open your eyes up. If you wanted to go a step further, I would say the next one would be 5, 20, and 10. I don't recommend going past that without supervision, though, because a lot of times, I guess I can say this story for another time, but they say you could hallucinate if you keep increasing how long you're holding your breath for. So if you are going to keep increasing it, make sure that you're with someone that knows breath work and knows how to calm you and knows how to, for you to take over the control over that. The ratio is 1-4-2. So whatever your first inhale is, you multiply the retention by 4, and then you multiply the exhale by 2. So 1, 4, and 2 is the ratio. But start off with 3, 4, 5 seconds. Anything else, like I said, practice holding, practice exhaling. Learning how to move this movement in your body is very, very, very important to us. Okay, and then another one, this will be the last pranayama that I'll do today, Chitali, it's called. Almost sounds like shit, but it's Chitali. It's not shit, but it almost sounds like that. And for that, that's the cooling breath. And that one is, you have to form an O with your mouth, or can anybody curl their tongue? I'm really bad at it. Like curl their tongue like a boat. Some people do it really good. I don't know if I have I think I have a small tongue. I don't know. That not forward, so your tongue, it's gonna be like that. Like you're pulling the sides of your tongue up. You're making a little thing.
My tongue ring just messing it all up, girl. I'm a practice though. I'm a practice.
It's okay. If you can't get your tongue, just your mouth. So the idea to cool the body down is we're gonna inhale through our mouth. We're gonna exhale through our nose. So, and we're gonna move our body as we do that. So we're gonna inhale. You're gonna inhale, and then exhale through your nose, and fold. Inhale. And exhale, blow through your nose. feel the cold air coming into your body.
When you blow through your nose, you're keeping your tongue shaped like that?
No, you close your mouth and you blow through your nose.
Oh, okay.
And are we still holding our tummies and sucking it in and sucking it out?
Always.
Okay.
The belly.
It's like a workout when we're doing abs. You always tighten it up. So, okay, I got you. All right.
Yeah, let the breath do the work for you. Do 2 more on your own. And then relax. And then relax, close your eyes, and just kind of sit with that movement in your body for a moment. Keep growing taller and taller, relaxing your shoulders. And then relax, open the eyes up. I just thought of something else that's probably very important that we talk about, to make sure that we don't overdo the curvature of the spine, which sometimes happens. We talked about opening this chest up. So the spine, remember the spine is like an S. It's not a C, it's not straight, it's an S curve. And I'm gonna show you guys from the side view, because this is something that happens when people sit down. I wanna make sure you guys are not sitting in the wrong position. When you inhale, or just sitting up, you know, we want to open our chest up, but when we pull our chest back, you see what happens? My whole body goes forward. The idea is to open this up, but then watch my low belly. I pull that back. Okay. So see if you can do that. See if you could open, but don't open the whole body. We're opening this chest, but then we're pulling just the belly back. Yeah, so it's like, but again, that's where this is like tucking under. Do you see how my spine goes? It tucks under. So make sure the low back is not arching at all, not like your upper back. It doesn't arch. It tucks under. See the difference? Make sure that you guys can get this movement in your low back. So it's like your pelvis goes forward. And then, but then this opens. So just make sure you're not doing that. That we're opening and then tucking under. And then that will protect this back, but also open this up. Now, this isn't easy stuff. This is a lot of muscles that has to happen for that to work. So you have to keep practicing. Practice sitting up, practice breathing, and just practice moving everything in your body. A quick recap of what we went over today. We learned about pranayamas. Prana means energy, yama means retention. So we learned how to retain this energy in our body. We learned how to retain it through these locks that we engage. We learned how this movement happens. We learned that the movement could go into one way, and it can also turn the other way by moving the way our nostrils breathe. We also learned that we use our diaphragm, and we hold and we retain the breath. So you hold at the top, you can hold at the bottom, you hold between inhales and exhales. And I'm hoping that we learned how to kind of take over control of the body today. We learned Ujjayi pranayama, that was the first one. That is even inhales, even exhales, using our diaphragm. We learned Kapalabhati, that was the forceful exhales. We learned Nadi Shodhana, and that was the opposite ones. And then we learned Shitali, which was the cooling breath, learning how to cool the body with the open mouth and through the nostrils too. Questions, comments, feedback, let me know. How do you guys all feel right now?
That was really great. Thank you. I've done a couple of these before. The nostril one I did before, but I really like the last one, the cooling one. That was really great.
I have one more cooling breath if you like the cooling breath. You guys want to learn one more?
Sure.
Okay, if you like the cooling, I'll teach you guys one more, since you like that one. There's another cooling breath that you use your teeth. So you do the same thing, except you bring it through your teeth and then out through your nose. This also cleanses your gums out. Yeah, that's another cooling breath too. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Anything else you guys want to learn?
So dope, girl. By the way, thank you. This is awesome. I've done some of these too, but like the way that you really explained, I think my favorite was the holding the nostril and holding my breath and then letting it go on the other side.
Anulum Vilum.
What is it called?
It's called Anulum Vilum.
Anulum Vilum. Hey.
I'll send you guys all the spelling of them. They're all kind of hard, and I have a weird accent, so I always feel like I pronounce them all wrong. But I'll spell them all.
Send me that, and then I'll email everybody all the resources that she's gonna share with us, and then I'm also gonna put it on YouTube, and then also that whole like breathing in and breathing out, but sucking in your stomach. Is that the one that we're doing push-ups basically?
So you're doing push-ups for all of them. Anything that uses your stomach. The bandhas, we call them the Mula Bandha, the Mula Bandha, Jawaharlal Bandha, and then we call this one the Uddiyana Bandha, which is inhaling. And, it's two movements happening. It's when you separate lower and upper abdomen. It's like your stomach is tighter and tighter every breath that you take, that you're pulling it apart. And you're creating space. If anybody has any kind of like exercise routine that they do normally, incorporate those bandhas into your exercise routine, and it's going to transform everything. You're going to realize.
I have a quick question. Mm-hmm. So should I do the breathing before I do yoga?
After.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. We have a theory in yoga is that if you don't do pranayamas after your hatha practice, it's not yoga. Well, I think a lot of times, with this society, especially because of Instagram and the cool yoga poses everybody posts, is that a lot of times we think yoga is about this strength and this flexibility, but it's more this work that we just did. It's the meditation. I mean, we do the physical practice to be able to sit longer in this body, because to sit here for an hour is really hard if your knees hurt, if your back hurts, if your shoulders hurt. So we do this physical practice to strengthen all of that, to be able to get to this spot. That's our goal, is why we exercise, is that we want to be able to sit longer in our body. They say that for as many years that you're alive, that's how many minutes a day you should meditate. So we're all pretty young now, so you better start now, because as you get older, it's a little bit harder to kind of add those minutes up. But I feel it, if you start now, and then every year you just add a minute, by the time, we're 70 minutes is going to be like nothing.
Right? I could do an hour and 10 minutes. Come on.
Yeah.
Julia, thank you so much. Does anybody else have any questions before we move forward? These are excellent techniques that Julia actually shared with us that we can add into our goddess time as we're meditating for the 5-minute meditations for you guys. I think it's really great to choose which exercise that she shared with us that you like and practice it, right?
I have a question. So I have uterine fibroids, and I was told that I needed to do breath work to help to move the energy in that area. Which of these do you think would be the most effective for that?
Of moving them? Honestly, all of them. I mean, they're all amazing. I mean, as far as just moving it, just pay attention to not just which one, but the techniques of them. Making sure that you're lengthening your breath. Like if you have to move energy around, like work on long inhales, long exhales. The average person, I didn't ask you guys how long that you guys were holding your inhales and exhales for, but I would say average is about 5 or 6 seconds for inhales and exhales, where the average like yogi could do about 15 to 20 seconds. So you want to get to a point where you could inhale for 20 seconds and you can exhale for 20 seconds. It's not going to happen overnight though. You have to practice these. So I would just say that just all of them. I mean, if you need to move stuff around, especially Kapalabhati too, because that's like really going to like
push. I learned recently. I met a woman who teaches hormone yoga. I don't know if you're familiar with that type, but
it's all yoga's hormone yoga.
Okay. Yeah, so that was the first time I learned this. That was just a couple months ago, and it's very intense because you have to do it for a long time. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's very there's some styles of yoga like Kundalini yoga. They'll do pranayamas for 10 minutes each with like your hands in the air. It's really like Kundalini yoga brings pranayamas to the next level. I'm not too much of a Kundalini practitioner, but you might want to look into Kundalini yoga because that really, really works with energy and breath work.
Okay.
Too.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. So I think now we're gonna learn about sacred space.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Miss Julia. Loved it. Okay, so sacred space. All right, so I'm really excited to share with you guys my sacred space and how I kind of got started. And then I'm also going to do a demonstration on how you could literally just grab some stuff around your house and make your sacred space. So I think I was going to use my phone to move around because I think that was better. Hold on. Let me know if this works better for you guys. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be better. Am I echoing though?
Yeah, you're gonna have to turn off.
You are echoing.
Okay. Oh, why am I still echoing? Okay. Am I still echoing?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay, good. Yes. Okay. So, this is my space, you guys. So you can see this is a real tree branch. Bentley and I, when we moved to New York, we started off in Harlem, and we were at a park one day, and this tree branch, y'all see this big tree branch? This tree branch was literally at the park by the trash can. And I was like, it was talking to me. I was like, first of all, what do you want? Like, your big ass tree branch, like, what am I gonna do with you? And I just felt the energy of this branch. So then we went home. I went to a cafe to go do some work. Why is this tree branch still on my mind? So I said, you know what? When I walk Bentley this evening, if this tree branch is there, it's coming home. Well, y'all know, you could see. I mean, Bentley didn't help too much. You know, I kind of was a little upset. I was like, yo, you could be helping. You got 4 paws, you know. But anyway, so I brought this in and I was like, what am I going to do with it? Well, this is what I ended up doing with it. I've always, since a little girl, has loved canopies. So I would make my own canopy all the time because I was like, I really want one. So I grabbed fabric, and when I say I make something out of nothing, I'm talking about I will use cardboard boxes, I will use fabric, I will make you think I had real furniture in my space. Okay.
The good old tables.
Tacks. Grab you some tacks. Keep it simple, honey. Get some tacks. I tack it up there literally. Let me turn on the light. Tack it up there literally just like that. So that's all you have to do. Hey, don't hammer nails. You don't need all that. It's all good. Okay. Then these are mason jars. I got some mason jars. I wired wrapped it, and then I put some crystals. I used green quartz and kyanite. Green quartz is heart chakra. I am a heart chakra type of gal. If I was a Care Bear, I would literally be a green bear with a green heart because of that's my center, that's my psyche, that's how I actually operate as far as tapping in intuitively, okay? And then the kyanite, I put in there throat chakra, and also kyanite charges other crystals that are around. So I was like, I don't want to have to charge all of this all the time, honey. I'm going to need you to naturally be able to do it automatically, you know what I'm saying? So there's that, right? Then this, I got this from Amazon, and I originally got it for my YouTube because, you know, I do crystal of the day and all of that, and I wanted to do what I'm doing now finally. And I was playing with different backgrounds, and I noticed that this background was just a little too busy. When I would do it, I would enjoy it, but then I just started like switching up, you know, trial and error. You're trying to see what you want to do. And then I was like, one day I was just like, oh my gosh, why not put it behind my bed? So that's what I ended up doing. I absolutely love it. I love the indoors. I love nature. I love flowers. I get it from my mama. I get it from my mama. Like, so this brings me back into nature. My mom would kill me, but I got fake flowers. So I got this. Why did I get this? I got it, I think, for a party, because we have backyard parties in the summertime. Lord, let us be able to have backyard parties again. Okay. So afterwards, I ended up just keeping it in my space, and then I added it here to just, again, pink is my favorite color. Pink is my favorite color. Also, it's a very nurturing color. It's love. So I ended up putting this here. Also, I have my vision board. This is my vision board. I add on to it. This is my bank statement that I manipulated and added more zeros and added more commas to it, you know, because I want more commas to that bitch. Comma. So I put that there, and I have like less stress, like different phrases going on. So this is where you guys can put your affirmations, your you know, quotes, what makes you happy, right? This right here, again, put your vision board up in your sacred space, you know. This is an aura reading I did. See all that so that's all heart chakra and also sacral chakra, creativity, sexuality. Y'all know I like to be a sexy motherfucker. Come on, friends. So I put that there, right? Then also this is weird, but I like it though. So I was doing a trial and error and selling my jewelry at the park, because in New York artists can sell their jewelry, their pieces. I was trying to be an artist, but they're saying jewelry, even though I hand make it and these are a work of art. In New York, it's illegal for you to sell your jewelry without a veteran. Long story, I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, this guy was drawing me and later came to me and showed me the drawing. And I was like, first of all, I was your muse, and that was weird because I didn't know. Second of all, this is actually dope as fuck. So this is the drawing. Let me turn the light on so you guys can see better. Oh, can I flip this? Yes, flip it and reverse it. So this is a drawing, and this is how he saw me.
Oh, wow.
That's dope.
That's amazing.
Right?
Fire.
So he's an artist. His name is Henry, y'all. Henry Miller. He's on Instagram. So if you want your drawing, you know what I'm saying? Then what else? Okay. Oh, these are shards of glass that actually I do network marketing, so I got a lot of trophies and stuff. I'm a leader in there, and I had broke one of my trophies, so I leveraged the crystal. I was like, well, that's still cool, you know. And then I have this here, and I put my crystals, my pendulum. This is an organite pendulum, and it has all the chakra colors and crystals in it.
Nice.
And an organite. And then this is rose quartz. This is my other pendulum. And I like to keep grounding crystals by my bed too. I sleep with crystals underneath my pillow as well. If you are having a hard time sleeping, amethyst is a great crystal to have underneath your pillow. It works as a sleep aid, and it also is great for meditation and spiritually connecting. So when you're meditating and doing your breath work that you just learned today, you can hold amethyst in your hands too, okay? And what else? Oh, and I have like random stuff, like, again, see yourself living the lifestyle you want, visualize, you know, just reminders, what have you. So yeah, this is my sacred space, and you could create your own, of course, too. And again, I literally just used what was around my house. By the way, this fabric is from 2000. When did I do this? I had my first fashion show in Millennium Park called Goddess Garden, and I did a runway, a custom runway, and I used this fabric, and now it's so beautiful and it means so much to me because it was a beautiful show. First of all, first Black female designer to ever do a fashion show in Millennium Park. Hello, somebody. And
Yeah.
jewelry,
Yes.
not clothing. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I just made history. This is amazing. And I kept the fabric. And now when I look at it, I'm just like, it reminds me, especially for those days that I allow my negative thoughts to come in, thinking I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. It reminds me of like, no, you're setting history, you're amazing, and you have more work to do. So stop talking shit to yourself because you need to just do the do, you know what I'm saying? Just do the do. So, we all have these negative thoughts, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna sit, okay, I'm gonna switch now. Let me switch it up. Boom. Okay. Can you guys see me?
We can.
Oh, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. There's no echo?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Let me turn this down, okay. Lights, camera, action. All right, let me see. Hold on. All right, so in creating your space, find a little corner for all I care, a little spot. Use your bed if you want. That's why my bed is like that, because I enjoy sleeping. And I like to roll over and do some, like, sometimes my bed is my bed office, sometimes, and I found myself, like, again, we're all different. I found myself having a hard time getting up and going to my altar or going to my space to do my thing when I was actually happy in this beautiful space that I was like, this is my sanctuary, Like sometimes we have to cut our lower half and our ego or our thoughts on how it should be would really operate in the way
Yes.
it really feels. And it's very important to do that because we're not like each other. We have some similarities of each other, but there's ways that we do things differently, and we need to honor that. So, but if you want to create your space like this, grab some pillows, some pillows that are around. If you have a cold floor, I have a heated blanket, so, plug it in. Heat it up so while you're sitting here, you're nice and toasty, you know what I'm saying? Okay? Now, you can grab furniture to have your table, right? Because what we're going to create is an intentional altar, right? So you're going to put your intentions on your table. But what if you don't have a table, or what if you just, honey, remember, I make something out of nothing. You see these? I will find whatever in the house. You see these 2 mason jars? These are now my legs. Right? So I'm going to separate them, put it right here. Got me some wood. I'm going to put that right on top. Oh, sugar snaps. Look at that. I got me a new table.
Creativity, girl, yes.
Yes. Okay? Now, what's the next thing you're going to do? Find your favorite fabric, pattern, what have you, right? I really like this fabric. Right? You're going to put it over your table because now this looks disgusting, but we got to, it's okay. We're just going to put something over it, make it work,
The scarf always works too. I always use scarves.
Yes. Scarf.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, wow.
Your favorite scarf, what have you, right? Then you have your pillows right there. Okay. If you want something sparkly, I like sparkle. Right? You can have this going down the middle. Whatever. Maybe that's too much. You're just going to grab some stuff. Some things will work. Some things may not work. Right?
You thumbtack that, the beautiful scarf. You can thumbtack it to the wall, girl. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So then, I have a salt lamp. Y'all know about salt lamps?
I have a question. I have 4 little ones. I don't always put the tea light in it. Is that okay? Or do I have to put, because the ones I have are like the lamps. Hang on. Can I put a tea light in it, or is it okay if you don't have a tea light in it? Let me show you
I
mine.
thought it was okay not to. It still
Not
works,
to?
right?
Okay.
Yeah, it still
That's
works.
what I figured.
And then not
Okay.
only that, this one actually came with a light. There's a light at the bottom and you plug it in.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
No, I didn't, but I like that.
Yeah, so hold on.
You could even buy the things at Home Depot. You could buy a cord with a bulb attached to it, and you just put it inside of it.
That's a good idea.
That's what I do, because I've had a bunch at my studio, and Home Depot sells those extended. You can actually buy that on its own. You don't even have if you have a salt lamp, you can just buy that light bulb and cord at Home Depot.
Nice. Okay.
Right? And then you put it in, plug it in, and light it up. Light it up. Okay?
I always have to put mine away because it's just like so much for me.
Oh, is
Like,
it so much for you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I can't
I have
sleep
to
with
put
mine on.
yeah, okay. Oh, God.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Yeah, I can't sleep. Mine has to turn, when I go to bed, I have to turn it off. Like I could feel that energy that come in my room.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Okay.
I love it. And salt lamps are really good for allergies, fresh air, clean air. So you can put that on your table, or even if it, depending on how big it is, you can put it right here. It doesn't matter. Just creating your space. Also, candles, candle magic. Hello. Now, with candle magic, each candle can represent a chakra. You could go in any direction, okay? It can represent a chakra, or it can be basically, this is more, and I'm not putting any religion or anything on anybody, but this is more the pagan tradition, okay?
Represent deity.
Come on, cousin. All right, so red represents courage, health, sexual love, lust, so you can grab a candle that's red. You can grab a pink candle. Pink candle is friendship, sweet love. Again, this is your intention. What are your intentions? An orange candle is attraction and encouragement. A gold candle is financial gain, business endeavors, solar collection, right? So, I mean, also what's really cool, let's just say I really love, I'll tell you that last. I'll tell you that part last. Okay, I'll tell you that part last. Then we have the yellow. Now the yellow is protection. Can you believe that? Yellow is definitely protection, persuasion as well. Green is financial gain, abundance, and fertility. Then you have light blue, and I'll make sure you guys get this info too. Light blue is health, patience, and understanding. Then you have your dark blue, which is over there. Your dark blue is depression, vulnerability. So if you kind of feeling yourself going down, what have you, definitely grab you a dark blue candle, light it, pray, let that shit out, right? Then you have purple candle, which is power, ambition. Brown candle is the earth, animal related work. Black candle, I have a black candle. I use my black candle for shadow work. And shadow work is that root work. And I like to light this candle, sit naked in front of my mirror and shut all the lights off. And that's where you kind of look at yourself in the mirror and you start going deep. You start talking to yourself. I talk to my inner child and I tell her to come on out. It's okay. And I'm kind of going in there like, what am I working on? What's something that I need to work on? And I go through it, and you start feeling the emotions. You really start feeling the emotions. And sometimes your mirror may change a little bit, but that's another story. I don't want to get too deep. And I don't mean your mirror, your reflection starts changing a little bit. Okay. Then we have white, that's purity, truth. And then silver is reflection of intuition and your lunar connection. Now, what I wanted to say for last was, let's just say you guys loved, you know, one of the meanings of the colors of candles, and you don't have that color. What's really great in the pagan tradition is that white can represent whatever color you want it to be too. That's a little side note. So if you like, man, I want that prosperity and that abundance, I want my business endeavors, you could just wrap it around in some gold, honey. Do you something like this, light it up. Again, it's your intentions. It's your intentions, okay? So there's some little candle magic. Right? Put some candles. Another thing, your vision board. Your vision board can go up here. Write your affirmations. Write any mantras, okay? There's like beautiful mantras. Like, I am enough. I am worthy. I have everything I need. Boop, boop, boop. Put it on the wall. Tape it up, whatever you want to do. You know, others respect me just as I am. I am loved for being exactly who I am, and I don't need to hide. Honey,
Yes.
I had to say that for probably a year, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I do not need to hide. Who cares what people think, right?
Yes.
So really take the time, again, to create your space. Even if it takes you a few days to start gathering stuff, you could start gathering stuff and putting it in your corner as you start like collecting, and then throughout the day, maybe at the end of the week, you're like, you know what? I'm going to take care of what's going on in my my space now. I'm now going to put it together, right? So y'all have your stickies, you could have your vision board, what have you. Another thing, mirror. My mirror, I wired wrapped it. That's rose quartz, y'all. Mirror's really good because also when you're doing affirmations, looking at yourself and saying the affirmations out loud, you want to look dead in the eyes, in your own eyes, saying the affirmation. So I like having a mirror there. Of course, your journal writing, because you guys are journal writing now in Goddess time, right? And what's really cool is you have space to like tuck the fabric underneath and have, you know, layers, levels to it. I found this, I had this laying around, and I was like, hey, I could use this. Why? Because now there's levels to this, right? Y'all see that? Okay. Aromatherapy, my favorite. Okay. Oh, sugar snaps. I just remembered something. Oh, okay. We'll move forward. So essential oils is another great thing. One of my favorites is sweet oil, sweet orange. Sweet orange is one of my favorites because it's very uplifting. It's a very happy essential oil. It just makes me smile every time when I smell it. And also there's lavender, and a lot of people are familiar with lavender. Lavender is a very popular scent. It's all depending on, it's very relaxing, soothing. It's all depending on how you want to feel when you are in your creative, your sacred space. I also have Stress Away. I'm a Young Living ambassador, so this Stress Away is thebomb.com, by the way. If anybody suffers or struggles with anxiety, the Stress Away is dope. So, you know, it's all about what essential oils you want to have. So these are great tools, therapy tools to have. So then you can light that up while you're having your goddess time. I make my own ritual oil. So this is my ritual oil. So I'm going to have that there too. Then one of my favorite books. This book is called The Book of Sacred Baths, 52 Bath Rituals. It's a really awesome book. Okay. So then you have your favorite book when you're over here. When you're doing some reading, come in your little sacred space, you know, whatever you want to do when you want to go there. Sage, Palo Santo. I have Indian bay leaf. These are great things. I mean, if you guys don't have sage and you can go in your kitchen and grab you some bay leaf, burn that sucker up. That helps too, okay? So that's how that sage is really great for negative thoughts. anxiety, stress, blockages that you may have, clearing and cleansing your aura. Also, spirits. If some of you guys feel like you have any spirits that are around, negative spirits or attachments, what have you, feeling kind of heavy, you feeling this energy and you're like, what the fuck is that? Grab your sage money and say, bye, bitch. So when you do sage, you are lighting it up. I have my lighter.
Hey, Nicole, is that white sage?
White sage, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's what my sister uses. I use the blue sage.
Ooh, I want to
I've
start.
never heard of that.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
some.
so I have I have a blue sage and it has like rose petals connected with it.
What does the blue sage do? Can you share?
Yeah, so we have this herb bar here in Austin. It's so dope. Oh my gosh. Like I go there, well, since we're in quarantine, I haven't been able to go, but I go like every single week to get all my herbs for my yoni steams and all that and my spiritual bath. But I don't know, the white sage for me, it was a little heavy. And so I was like, okay, this white sage is a little heavy. And she was like, okay, get the grandmother blue sage. She said, and it'll still do what the white sage does, but it'll, be different for you. So I got it. The first time I lit it, that shit stayed lit for about 4 hours. I guess it needed to really cleanse my room out, and I was okay with that. But then, and that was the one when I got that one had Palo Santo mixed with it. So then I was like, okay, well, I went back to the store and I was like, what's this, blue sage and rose? She said it'll cleanse out all the, bad entities, demonic entities, but it'll, still bring the love in the room. And I said, oh, well, I need that. Because sage for me is very, very heavy. And I know when I use it, it clears out everything. So then I'll have to light Palo Santo to bring back in, the intentions of good energy and positivity. So that's how I like to do it.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
So I'm
mm-hmm.
sorry.
No, go.
I can use bay leaves until I get some more sage, and it'll have like the same property.
Yeah, so you want to
Okay.
put like have like a shell or something that you can burn it in, because when you burn it, okay. I was about to say something to you. We'll sidebar.
Yes, sidebar.
You can light it and then make sure it's in, someplace safe that it can smoke. You see the smoke?
Yeah, okay.
And you don't have to actually, like how you do with sage, and you fan it and you go around your space. You could actually just let it sit there and let it do its thing through your space.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So, sage, put the bundle down, light it up just like this. I like to go in a circle. The compounds within this herb, it's absolutely amazing. Your energy will shift like almost instantly. It's so beautiful to use, especially when you are just stressed and things are happening. You start from the bottom, bring it on up to your crown. You can grab a smudge feather. This is an NDA smudge feather wand. See how beautiful that is, y'all? I have protection at the bottom with the black tourmaline, all the crystals and the feathers, and you fan it. So it's good to have a smudge feather or a smudge feather wand to get the corners of your house and just to get your space. You can still, if you don't have it, you can still wave it around, what have you. Also, when you sage, make sure you open a window or a door, because all that schmidt needs to go somewhere. You don't want to just circle around and they looking like, where are we supposed to go? Where are we supposed to go? All this shit. Bye. Okay. So this is a great, great herb to use. Also the smudge feather wand. Right? So you have that. Also, what are some things that you have in your house that makes you feel good and makes you smile? I love this purse. This is a peacock purse. It's so glittery. Remember, I love glitter. I love all this. I love, yeah, I do. And I love birds and I love peacocks. Okay. And I want you guys to know something about peacocks. You know, the spiritual meaning behind peacocks. Peacocks symbolize beauty, confidence, and protection. And, you know, peacocks, you know, they like to come out and show off, especially the men, you know, they like to boast. But it's more on, it's a reminder of yourself that you're awesome, that you're worthy, you're beautiful, stepping into your self-confidence, stepping into yourself. It's connecting with others and being nothing but your true self, defending yourself from harm or bad vibes, and being bold to perform at your best. And I was like, you know, I need a reminder of this. I need a reminder of this because who I am now, y'all, took some work. I was been broken down to be built up, to be broken down again, to be built up even stronger. So, you know, it's good to have something that symbolizes something that you like. And put that there, you know, some crystals. Y'all know I love me some crystals. I love this. This is phantom quartz or phantom crystal. This phantom crystal is really great when you're doing root work too, because this helps you go through your past. So I actually went crazy one day when I was at the Crystal Gym show. I was like, yo, I need 3 of these mother fletchers. I actually grabbed 4 and I gave one to one of my friends. And again, this is very grounding stone, but it's also a universal stone. So it helps you really connect with the universe and really go back into that journey of your past. So if I'm doing root work and I'm struggling with something, I'm like, yo, let me go back to this. Or if it's something where I have blockage, or if it's something that I'm scared to do, like I'm scared to go back into that, you know, I'll grab this and put this in my area of doing my root work. Okay. I am a fan. My favorite crystal is citrine.
Yeah.
Citrine is my favorite. Abundance, wealth, prosperity. It's a happy stone. It's great for the winter. I used to struggle a lot with depression, and citrine will help with that. Clear quartz magnifies all the crystals that are around. It is a master healing crystal. Back negativity. Okay. But what I love is that it amplifies all the other crystals. So I love using it as like an anchor, like, you know. So you could have a bowl of crystals. You could set it up, you know, set it up real cute, how you all want to do it, you know. Okay. So grabbing a bamboo plant. I suck at plants. I love plants, but I tend to kill them. I don't mean to. I just don't have a green thumb, y'all. I don't have a green thumb. And I know they're living beings and they're beautiful and I appreciate them so much. I appreciate you, bamboo. Make me some money, honey. So grab you a plant, bamboo plant, what have you. Put that in your area. Again, just little things that remind you, dream big. A little piggy bank, you know? So this is a way that you could really create your sacred space, because I think some people feel like they have to go buy things. Oh, let me go buy the pretty fact. Let me go buy no, it makes it even more special because it's your stuff that you've been having and you created your sacred space. So don't think you have to get real fancy with it and buy all this stuff. I found this on the street, y'all. This was dope. Dope, you know? And just create your space, all right? So pillow, you can lay in it, you could sit in it, whatever you want to do. You could put a background, a pretty background. You could put artwork. You could put masks. You know, a lot of people love masks and stuff, African art, whatever you want to do, you know, put that there. I have my healing wand also in my area too. This is cellulite. And then all the crystals that are on here and with the feather. And I like to use this for energy work. I am not certified for Reiki, but you know, I know it. Julia is certified. Julia is actually a Reiki master. Aren't you a Reiki master?
I am. You know, it's funny. So I am certified. I don't practice it on people. I mean, I do it intuitively in my massage and my body work. I don't do full sessions on people just because I feel that like it's great, but I feel like I found more techniques that work better, I guess. Of actually like putting my hands on people. So body work's kind of like massage meets yoga, I guess. But I definitely incorporate a lot of moving energy around in it. The symbols, but certificates mean nothing is what I've learned. And of all the years I've been doing this, is that I have teachers come to me with resumes of like, I got this certification, I did this Reiki, and then I meet them, and it's like, you have no idea about energy healing, and so, and then you find someone like you, Nicole, that you don't have a certificate, but intuitively, you are an energy healer. You do not need a certificate to know this stuff. So, just because someone has a certificate doesn't mean anything.
Thanks for that encouragement, because trust and believe, like, I really want to get into Reiki, but I do it to myself. So I definitely do it to myself, and I have my wand, and I've had it done to me too. So, you know, do you guys have any questions about like creating your space, leveraging the stuff that you have around you?
I like to, if I can, I like to add something.
Please.
I think, because I think that you're so intuitively that you do this and you don't realize that there's a science behind it. I always feel that if you could just think of the elements, earth, air, wind, and fire.
Oh, you tapped on exactly.
Yes.
Yes. Come on.
And see, you intuitively, Nicole, you have all those elements right there. And it's like, it's such an intuitive thing, but I find that if your space has those elements, make sure that you have something that represents earth, something that represents fire, something that represents air, something that represents metal. Like all these things are important. And they also say that for the air element, what I do for the air element is in all my rooms, not in my home, but at work, every room has a crystal hanging from the ceiling in the middle. So make sure that you hang crystals, because that helps with the air element, something that creates movement in air. So always hang crystals. And we know someone that has amazing crystals. So
now, and is it hanging crystals like how they're in a mason jar hanging, or actual just wire wrap it and hang it from the ceiling?
Just wire wrap it, hang it from the ceiling. Every room should always have a crystal hanging in the center.
So you know what I used to make that I stopped making? I did it only for me. I would make I had one that had you know the water when you water flowers. What is that thing called? The pitcher. So I did a pitcher, and I did fishing wire because it's fishing line because it's clear, and I wrapped crystals on it so it looked like the pitcher was pouring out crystals instead of water. But I did it like a what are those wind
a windmobile or a wind charm.
Chimes.
A chime.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, y'all.
Yes, you need to make those. I think everybody should have those in their rooms as a wind chime hanging from them in the middle with crystals.
Yes. A wind chime, or even what are those dream catchers?
A dream catcher.
Yeah.
Yes, Nicole, start making dream catchers. I have one,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I would love one from you. I would love one from you. Seriously.
Oh, that would be dope.
Okay.
Incorporate the crystals in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That NDA touch.
Yes.
Awesome.
Can I add?
I want everybody to add, because everybody has like their feedback on their sacred space. So yes, come on.
Don't mind the kid in my boob. She lives there. But so sacred space. I have my kitchen. I just did my kitchen, and it's messy because I'm cleaning. But I make sure I have my dream catcher. I love sunflowers, anything beautiful. I put the flowers there just so my artwork stuff my kids have done. Just so like wherever I'm in my house, I can just feel a little spiritual in it. So I added that to my kitchen, and then I'm gonna do my bathroom next because we got nothing but time.
Right, and I noticed, Leah, that your bathroom is the main place that, and most moms.
That's where I go.
That's where you go. So even actually, when you go into your bathroom, like go in, like actually allow that to be your main sacred space that you sit in.
Yes.
And you do stuff,
I like that idea.
When you want it, when you need to get away, like that's your closet, like, yo.
It is though. It's like the private spot. No one's gonna bother you.
Right.
I wish.
Yes.
Your daughter, she's baby's so beautiful.
Thank you. Say hi.
Look at that mama love she's giving you.
Y'all, she's so lovable.
Oh, she looks so happy.
So lovable. We do goddess time together a lot. You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
That's a little goddess right there.
Well,
does anybody else have anything that they want to add or any questions that or share what they do in their sacred space? Please do.
Yeah, I guess just for me, I would just make sure that I have all the elements, earth, air, wind, and fire. And if you don't have them, just get colors that represent them. So if you don't have fire, just get a color red. If you don't have earth, get something colored green. So I find that when all my elements are balanced, no matter, my sacred space changes that throughout, it's always someplace different, but wherever it's at, I always have those elements. And that's always my key.
Even to add to what Julia's saying, like you can go outside and literally go get a stick. Go get a stick, go get some rocks, go get the dirt, put it in a bowl, put it in a little dish, put it in a shot glass for all I care. Like literally get creative with what's needed. Don't think you have to buy all these pretty things or like I said, or go to the thrift store even to go get some stuff. Like you have stuff at home and or you have stuff in the natural elements that you can totally bring in to your space. Water, get a wine glass, pour some water in it. Hello. That's more ancestral, you know what I'm saying? But that's another chapter. The fire, like she said, candles, you know? And I love that she said, well, if you don't have candles, if you don't have a lighter, red, represent that fire. That is so good. And
yeah, even triangles, they say that something triangle shape will represent the fire element too.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Any other questions or sharing that anybody would like to do? Well, I want to thank you all for staying on with us and enjoying our segment. This has been so much fun. I hope that this was very resourceful and knowledgeable for you all. Continue to practice your pranayamas. Did I say it right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Continue to practice your pranayamas. It even has me like, I saw my sister sit up straight. Like I feel it has me not want to slouch even to like, oh, let me watch this. Waist snatch, ladies. Let's get our waist snatch. We're going to get it right. Get it tight. We're going to come out of this quarantine like, hello, we're alive and we back again. Okay. So next week, yes, every weekend, I'm actually going to have workshops for you guys. So next Sunday, I don't know if 1 o'clock, if this is a good time for everybody, what have you, I'll do a survey again. But we're going to do crystal speed reading. So I'm going to do crystal readings for you guys. So think about your question that you want to ask. And I am going to do a quick reading. And when I do the reading, you'll get the breakdown through your emails. Okay. Because again, it's speed reading. So what questions can you ask? You can ask questions of what you've been writing in your goddess time, in your journals, what clarifying questions. So some of the stuff that you guys have worked through you guys are working with, so you know, let me give you guys some background. You guys are working with tarot, crystal, and chakra. We're doing tarot and oracle work. So the cards that I'm using is heart chakra, your heart tarot cards, they're psychic heart cards, crystals, cards, I mean. Then I have my crystal cards, and then I have my chakra oracle cards. So that's what you guys are learning how to interpret. And through some of the work, again, whatever clarifying question that you want to ask, I can do a reading and add to your journal writing, and or any other question that you may have for self-healing, what have you. So that's going to be next week. And this Tuesday, we have Pink Moon. It's a full moon, baby. Ow!
So do you guys know what that means? That if anybody gardens, and if you have any flowers that blossom above ground, you have to trim them on this full moon. This is a full moon. You only have one full moon a year to trim your trees. This is it. It's the full moon right after the last frost. So the frost is over, and you have to, if you want a lot of stuff to come out, you have to trim your bushes, trim your roses, do all your gardening work Tuesday. the only time that you're able to do this. And if you could do it, you're going to be surprised at
what if you don't have any plants? Like, I don't have any plants. Like, I don't own anything.
Go get one. Everybody needs a plant. Go get one.
Everything's closed.
No, do you know what you need to do? Is go to someone that you know that has plants that you like. If there's a plant that spoke to you, and you can either ask them or just get some scissors and they won't even know. And
But like, I'm quarantined. I can't go to anyone's house.
Where are you in? Are you in Houston?
Oh yeah,
I'm in New York.
I forgot that we're recording. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, we can't go to the forest and the shop. Like, they're all closed. Only essential places are open. I can't go
Does
visit
the grocery
friends.
store has plants?
The grocery store?
Yeah.
Is there a Walmart by you? The
No,
Walmart would have
there's a
plants.
Walmart there. And also,
Yeah.
Walmart is canceled, you guys. Just so you
Oh.
know.
Really?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they donated like 50% of their profits to the Republican Party. So, yeah. And laid off a bunch of those people because of this COVID-19. So, yeah, they're canceled.
Well, you could always go on Amazon and order some seeds or order some plants. But
Do you have a backyard?
No, I live in New York City. I don't
No,
have.
I just asked you if you were in Houston. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Or
no.
Kansas or wherever you were visiting. I'm sorry.
I live in an apartment building. There's no. I don't even happen to have a. Oh wait, I have like a dead plant here.
get rid of it. Throw it out. Throw it out.
No, they're branches. They're branches. They're beautiful.
No, well, dead plants, if there's something dead living in your house, it's different. Like when you refurbish something.
But is it really dead though? My mom would save the plants that we thought were dead and she would rescue it and it would come back to life. So maybe if she chops it and gives it a trim and sees if it maybe comes back, because if there's green when she cuts, it's alive still. It may look dead.
Yeah.
But don't cut it until Tuesday, though. Don't cut any of your plants. You can't touch your plants until Tuesday. Tuesday, you cut all the plants.
Okay, I'm gonna try that on Tuesday.
Awesome. Thank you, Julia, for those nuggets. That's awesome.
I've been waiting for this full moon. Like I thought the last full moon I could do it, but then I follow the Farmer's Almanac. I've been waiting. I've researched every plant in my backyard of what to do so far.
Wow.
But you said something today that got me a little jealous earlier. You said that the branch spoke to you, because I keep waiting for these plants to speak to me and no one's speaking to me. And then you're like, they spoke to you. I'm like, that's what I've been waiting. Why aren't they speaking to me? Because I've been studying plant spirit medicine about how plants will tell you to do stuff. Like exactly what you said is what these like that happens to a lot of shamans, is the plants speak to them. And I keep waiting for these branches and plants to speak to me, but
it'll come. Especially the fact that you're taking the time to nurture them and study them and know what to do for this full moon.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I have. I inherited a garden recently, so I it's been a challenge.
Oh, it's garden of mine. It's gonna come. So what we're gonna do, y'all, on Tuesday, I'll be making a flyer, what have you. We're gonna do a full moon ceremony. So we'll jump on one of these on our Zoom. I am going to hopefully be able to be outside, and I'm going to start a bonfire for us. What I want you guys to do is have a piece of paper and pen. I want you guys to, we're going to do it in the session. Yeah, because that's what I usually do in person. So we're going to be basically writing down the things that we want to release and let go. I'm going to be having some instructions too for the full moon. You guys will click on the link on the material that you need. Honestly, you just need, paper and pen for this, and whatever crystals you guys have. I'm going to put some things together because I know not everybody's going to have everything. But just know that we are going to release and let go, and we're going to burn that shit up. And then how many of you guys have had a full moon ceremony before or been to one?
Me.
Yeah.
Who hasn't? Let's start there.
I haven't.
I have.
Okay. Donna, did I say your name right?
Deanna.
Deanna, you haven't. This will be your first one?
Yes.
Welcome, goddess. Okay, who else?
Jasmine. I've never.
All right, Jazzy Jazz. Dang, you should just come over, yo.
I know.
I wish. Oh my God, I would wish. Oh my God, I haven't seen humans in so long.
And then who else? Who else hasn't had a full moon ceremony before? Full moon or new moon, it doesn't matter. Okay, so, all right. So I'm going to make sure there's also information so you guys know full moon, and I'll also have a link to share with you all what this pink moon is going to mean too. But that's what we're going to do Tuesday. So Tuesday we'll have that. Next Sunday I'll do the crystal speed reading for you all. And then Miss Julia and I are going to be working out some more fabulous stuff because we just love working together and we killing it. Okay, so thank you again, you all. Many blessings. This has been so much fun. I just wish nothing but love, prosperity, guidance, clarity, and unblocking whatever fears and things that you guys have. Blessings to your healing. Take your time through this course. You guys are getting close to your first week. That is so exciting. And well, we'll just go from there. So take care.
Bye, guys.
Later.